Hello again, this is Douglas Williamson, and I'm once again with Dr. Petra Kunkel, and we're talking more about her report to the Club of Rome, Stewarding Sustainability Transformations. Dr. Kunkel, it's great to be with you again. One of the main theses of your book that you mentioned previously is about living systems. And I wanted you to expand a little bit about how the living systems theory, or systems of life theories, play into the work that you've done on stewarding sustainability transformations.
So the big question that I would ask you and maybe other people, how not? So, because the interesting thing is, how can we at all think about transforming towards a sustainable world without learning from how life does it? So this is in the book a very, very important part to bring the different disciplines, the different academic disciplines together that actually think about how life processes take place and what we can learn from that. So that's the crucial point.
So when you're talking about life processes, we tend to think about biology, or we tend to think about evolution. How do these life processes fit into your thinking about collaboration systems?
See, life is a collaboration system. Take a forest. A single tree or kind of several trees, can survive and they can grow, but they actually grow in a context. A forest is a community. The trees actually grow together, and it's so interesting how little we actually know how much these forests are alive and thriving communities that are so all in dialogue and communication with each other. That sounds like a very weird way of looking at things, but actually it's a matter of fact. So we need to learn how life organizes communicative processes, and that's biology, but that's also cognition theory, because the life process, and there's lots of research on that, is about cognizing, it's about recognizing, it's about interpreting reality and then reacting to that reality. So there are lots of different streams in system theory that are absolutely important to incorporate, and that's what I did in the book. I brought it together and came out with a pattern approach, because life is organized in patterns, and integrated this into a pattern approach that becomes the basis of the collective leadership compass.
So you were talking really about sort of the examples you were giving are more about ecosystems, but what you're talking about are human collaboration ecosystems. And you talked and just mentioned patterns a little bit. Could you expand a little bit about how you perceive these patterns in human collaboration systems?
So there's an interesting point, because some people say, how can we transfer something that comes from biology or ecology to human systems? They know humans are different. And I say we are different because we have a higher level of awareness, so we can know why we know or why we don't know, and we can observe ourselves, but at the same time we are part of living systems. We're just kind of one variation of it, so we need to be aware of it.
I want to better understand from you how you're translating this idea about biological ecosystems and how they communicate and collaborate, and how that translates for us in a practical way to understanding the patterns in human interaction, communication, and collaboration systems.
Sure. The issue is that collective human behavior takes place in patterns. The only thing that we maybe underestimate how much that mirrors also ecological systems patterns. But if we look at human systems patterns, then we do have patterns where people feel at home, they can really be themselves. Or we have patterns in institutions where we have the feeling we can't. So like this is a typical pattern. If we look at a society, we have patterns with a lot of disempowerment and inequality. Or we can have a pattern where, the stronger part of the society supports the weaker part of the society. So these are all patterns, and it helps us look at these patterns and be aware that we need to shift not just facts and figures, but we need to shift entire patterns of how we interact with each other. That's the point.
So you're definitely talking about qualities, and what I would be interested in knowing as well is, how do you qualify these qualities, when you talk about, we can feel when we're in a situation that is good, or when we're in a society which isn't working for us, or when we feel like we're at home. How can you qualify these, as well as sort of translate the principles that you have described into enhancing those qualities?
You're bringing in an important point, and that is the term quality. The issue is that I'm clearly saying in the book, we need to look at the quality of transformation processes and the quality of the outcome. And of course, sustainability would be one quality of an outcome. The issue is we also have to look at how we do the processes and what's the quality of the interaction system. And that is a crucial point, because people often do not relate the quality of the outcome, the more sustainable agriculture, to the quality of the interaction process between people that leads to the quality outcome, sustainable agriculture. And that's what I try to make clear, is that the how of doing collaborative processes, the quality of it, has an impact on the quality of the outcome.
Thank you. I want to thank Dr. Kunkel once again for another great interview on her report to the Club of Rome, Stewarding Sustainability Transformations.